One more time for Tim and Dolly. All right, and our third and final testimonial. This is a great testimonial. It's a very special testimonial from the great state of Washington in Seattle. Seattle in the house. Mr. Dwain Bickham.
Hello everybody, Dwain Bickham, Seattle, Washington. Good afternoon. This year Palm Springs marks my 5th year in the business, so I'm happy about that, you guys. So I wanted to tell you guys just a quick story about some things that I went through while being in the business. Now, we all can agree here that some bad things happen to good people, right? Yes. Okay, I'm glad we got that understanding. Now, we know who Muhammad Ali is, right? Yes. He's a guy, professional boxer. He went through adversity, went to jail for some things he believed in. And I want to talk a little bit about his boxing technique. Now, he had this technique called the rope-a-dope. You know, it was some technique where, you know, most people didn't understand, but he pretty much would lean upon the ropes and take in a bunch of punches from some very heavyweight boxers and pretty much to tire them out. And he had some very incredible victories from that. Now, to tie that into my story is sometimes in life, you know, we have to take these punches. And it's also known as adversity. So what happened with me, I got in the business early 2009. I also was dating this female at the time. And I was excited about the business and her as well. But I wanted to take advantage. She ran her own business. She had a clothing line, so she did a lot of traveling. And I took advantage of that because I would travel with her and try to use that to network my business, you know, in different states because I was really excited. But our relationship didn't last long, and come to find out that she was selling drugs on the side. So I moved on with my life, ended up meeting my wife I have today, continued to do the business strong with her, continued to, you know, protect my family. And 2 years later, about 2011, you know, I took my daughter to school, and I can remember this day. I go around the corner and 10 cop cars pull me over with about 25 U.S. Marshals, and they arrest me in the middle of the street right around the corner from school. Now, it was crazy because I've never been arrested. I have no record. I've never been a part of that type of situation. And the first thing the U.S. Marshal tells me was, we know that you really didn't have anything to do with this situation, but we have enough to charge you. So that was crazy to me because I couldn't wrap around my head how I could be charged for something I really had nothing to do with. So I went to jail for about a week, and the appointed attorney ended up getting me out. I wasn't a flight risk or anything like that, so I was able to get out and to try to take care of the situation, you know, being free instead of being in jail. And this is on the federal level, so this wasn't just a state situation. This was, you know, something that was pretty big. So what happened, once I got out, I called Legal Shield as well, talked to the attorneys, and figured out what they was charging me for. They was charging me for conspiracy to import drugs. Now, me being with this woman at the time, you know, I was traveling around with her, but I've never seen anything. I was never a part of any of the situations, but that's what they was using to charge me. So I talked to the Legal Shield attorneys, and they pretty much told me that, you know, because it's a broken system, you know, and even though that you probably didn't have, you know, any drugs, or that's what you said, that it's possible that you still can be charged for the situation just for being there, you know, guilty by association. So from there, I had to really sit down and swallow this pill that, you know, association, and also that you can really go to jail in this broken system and not have nothing to do with the situation. So, you know, I was already a couple years in the Legal Shield, or prepaid legal at the time, and a lot of the mentorship, the personal development, the things that I learned really was the key components to really keep my head straight during the situation. I remember being told once by one of my mentors is to not focus on the things you can't do, but focus on the things you can do. So I took that very serious. I knew what I could do is I knew I can continue to build this business up and build leaders up, so if I do have to go to jail, that my business will continue to grow. Also, what I knew is if I read enough books and I kept a positive attitude, positive things would happen no matter where I'm at. So I did those things, and I continued to focus on just building my business and building leadership and just communicating with everybody that I could. And I really didn't want to let my team see me sweat. So I kept a smile on my face, and if you didn't know my situation personally from me telling you, you would never know I was going through the situation. Right. So I did that. I had about a year on pre-trial. I was going to take it to trial, but I figured the feds had a 97% success rate, and if I would have went and tried to take it to trial and lost anyway, I probably wouldn't be out for a very, very long time. So I ended up pleading guilty and just taking the deal for whatever they had to offer. And the prosecutors, they offered 5 years, but because of the great credentials and my work ethic and the things that I really had in my life, the judge went under. I didn't have a mandatory minimum or anything, so the judge went under that and gave me 3 years. So I got sentenced in about 2012, and going into prison, it was a very, very different situation, because like I said, I never been arrested or anything like that, but I had a plan already. I had it planned out that I was going to continue to read, I was going to continue to focus on, the things that I needed to continue to grow, to be in here, to better myself, and I did that. I communicated with the leaders on the outside. I tried to help them as much as I could through email when we had phone calls and things like that. But the main thing was the business that I built while I was out continued to put diapers on my newborn baby that I had. It continued to grow while I was gone. It continued to just be there for me, because I have so much support, so many people that would email me and write letters and just support me while I was gone. So I just want to thank Legal Shield and thank everybody, for being here, because right now is the time to make a change in your life. So I want to ask everybody to close your eyes for a second and think about a situation that could possibly happen to you in this broken system. I want you to think about being arrested, taken advantage of, and maybe having that possibility of never coming back home to your family. And I want you to open your eyes now and make a decision that you would take this business seriously and change you and your family's lives. Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Mr. Dwain, everybody. I want to just a couple takeaways because I want to share this with you.